Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of Zeni's Fall Demo Days. I'm Yoshi from the product marketing team, and I'll be your host today. Please say hello in the chat. Tell us where you're all coming in from. I'm streaming in from Wyoming. I know we have to have some people in from California. Dubai. Okay, I think you win. Straight off the bat. We've got some Utah, Palo Alto. All right, love it. So yesterday we introduced you to the AI CFO agent. And so today we're going one level deeper into the engine that powers your books, the AI accountant agent. So let's just kick things off with an icebreaker. If you could instantly become fluent in any language, what would it be? Go ahead and type your answers in the chat. I'll start. I would definitely, if you couldn't tell, I'm half Japanese and I can't speak a lick of Japanese. So I think that would just be appropriate if I could. We've got Arabic, we got Latin, Italian. Latin, that's a dying language. All right. Okay, awesome. Well, again, joining me today is our co-founder and chief product officer, Snehal Shinde. He is the mind behind Zeni's AI platform. And so Snehal, I'm going to ask you the same question, icebreaker. What language would you become instantly fluent in?
Oh, that's a great one. And hey guys, pleasure to meet all of you. Looking forward to this demo. And I think I would pick Spanish because half the people I meet already speak it, and I'm just tired of just smiling and nodding.
I would agree. By the way, I love your accent. It's fantastic. And I think if you learned Spanish, that would make you a quadrilingual, I believe, correct?
Correct. That's
Oh
connect.
my
Full
goodness.
languages.
So yeah, it's a good thing you're pretty smart here and you're behind all of our AI agents. Love that. So here's what we'll be covering today. First, a quick refresher on Zeni's AI agents. Then we'll dive into the AI accountant agent, what it does and the benefit it delivers. And then after that, Snehal will take you through a live demo and we'll wrap up with some Q&A. So we'll kick things off here with our video.
Business bookkeeping used to mean chasing receipts, waiting on reports, and drowning in spreadsheets. Not anymore. With Zeni, your forever finance team of AI agents takes care of it all. Bills pay themselves, expenses reconcile automatically, and your books stay up to date and accurate 24/7. And when you need answers to questions like, how can I extend my business's runway by 3 additional months? Your AI CFO delivers a clear and detailed response instantly. The result? Less stress, more clarity, more time to grow. Build a smarter business with Zeni.
Love it. What a great overview of where we're headed with our agents.
Business bookkeeping used to mean...
So let's start with our problem. Starting with the challenge every finance team knows, the typical setup is fragmented. There are different tools for cards, expenses, and banking, all handled by different people. And it's manual, error-prone, and slow. So accounting often starts after the month end, which means finance leaders are always reacting instead of leading. So Zeni changes that by bringing everything together, automating your entire finance stack into one platform. Your bookkeeping, bill pay, reimbursements, cards, and banking are all connected and all AI powered, giving you daily bookkeeping, real-time visibility, and a dedicated team by your side. Each of our AI agents is built for a specific workflow, and that's designed to replace the entire process, not just tasks. Today's spotlight is on the AI accountant agent, which manages the heartbeat of your business, which is your books. So it works alongside the AI CFO, bills, expense cards, and our banking agents to deliver a seamless financial operation. So here's what a typical accountant or bookkeeper handles every day. Chasing receipts, reviewing entries, reconciling accounts, managing compliance, and creating reports. Sound familiar? Thumbs up here if you can relate. Got a lot of thumbs. It is repetitive, it's manual, it takes up hours of valuable time, and this is exactly where the AI accountant steps in. The AI accountant agent automates every part of that process. So from categorization and reconciliation to flex analysis and reporting, it works continuously detecting discrepancies and correcting them automatically, all while learning from your data. So essentially, it's like having an accountant that never sleeps and never misses a transaction, and it does get smarter over time. And here's the impact. The AI accountant operates 75 times faster with 15% higher accuracy than a traditional setup. So that's time back for you to focus on your growth, and that's accuracy that builds real confidence in your numbers. So now that you've seen what it does conceptually, let's see it in action. So Snehal, over to you to walk us through how the AI accountant agent works.
All right, let me quickly share my screen. All right, so hope you guys can see my screen right now. All right, thanks, Yushi. So I think, guys, what you're about to see is how the AI accountant runs your month-end close, not through spreadsheets or manual checklists, but in real time. So I would say you should think of it as your finance team's silent operator, managing transaction, general entries, reconciliations, flux analysis continuously. So you always know exactly where your books stand. So you will see this AI agent section on the top left side. So what I will do is I'm going to click on the overview time. So at the top, what you see is the confidence code, and right now it is at 21%. Right, so with a target close of October 10th and just 3 days away. So this score acts like your life pulse on your books. As your AI accountant processes transactions, reconciles bank account, fills in the cap, this number steadily climbs towards 100%. And as for the gap standards, anyone who is closing the books, whether it is within Zeni, outside Zeni, you normally need to be north of 75%. And what you see below is the checklist. Every step that the accountant is managing for you. It's like categorizing transaction, drafting journal entries, flagging missing receipts, running flux analysis, and reconciling the accounts. So all this, by the way, is happening automatically in the background, like having a teammate quietly moving your close forward 24/7. Right. So now let's look at the transactions here. So what you see is the AI content on this page has got the first transaction, which is the New York computers. If I hover over it, it is actually telling you that this is Dell Technologies. And you can see that the reasoning here in the third process, you will see why exactly it is telling you that this is Dell Technologies, right? So it is looking at the memo text, it is looking at the vendor location, it is looking at the transaction time, and it is clearly explaining every single spec. And this is something that you would see that a human accountant won't be able to do. A human accountant will do the work, but you will never know the why behind it. But for the first time, our suite of AI agents are going to not only do the work, but also fact out the thought process behind why they did what they did. Right. So again, you will see that the confidence code here is 86%. And the reason why you're seeing this particular transaction all screen is because the confidence score of this transaction is below 90%. When the confidence is high, the AI accountant is going to automatically update everything. It enriches the transaction, corrects the vendor name, applies the right class, all without a human input. But when the confidence dips below the threshold, it flags those items for review. And that is what is exactly what is happening here. Right. So in this particular view, let's go ahead. You will also see that there is an alternate winter that the AI accountant is recommending, that the confidence code for this is way lower. So what we will do is we will pick this particular suggestion, and you will see that gets applied. So this is how, as a human a human accountant, you can review this 14 transactions. Uh, but the key thing to note here is that in these cases, the AI counter desk paused. It has explained the reasoning and waited for a quick confirmation. And that's what we call human in the loop. So the AI does 95% of the work, and your accountant is just here to review and confirm and keeping the learning loop going every single day. So the next day, the AI accountant is going to wake up and it's going to be much smarter than what it was yesterday. Right. So now, as a human accountant or as a human finance person, you have reviewed these 14 transactions and you have clicked save. Now our system is learning from those. But this is an interesting screen. So this is what is showing you all the transactions that the AI accountant has handled on its own. And this is like 140 transactions. So you viewed 14, but 140 were automatically handled for you. So everything from software subscriptions to taxes to reimbursements to payroll, no manual effort was needed, no review was needed. So these are automatically enriched, categorized, classified, saving your team hours every single day. So this is where the magic really happens. The AI accountant works quietly in the background, perusing the books as the month unfolds. Mhm. And if you think there are any issues here, you can always go ahead, update the payee of the category in the class, and the AI accountant will learn from it. All right, so now let's move over to general entries. This is where the accountant manages all your prepaid expenses, approvals, recurring entries. So in this view, you will notice something similar what we have seen earlier, right? So the accountant has already created and posted majority of these entries automatically. But here it has just flagged a couple that need a quick human review. So for example, in the first case, you will see that this is for electric EL vendor, right? So it has already identified the category, it has already identified the class, and it's also telling us that this is a prepaid expense, right? So what you need to do is click on this and you will see this picked everything. It wasn't sure about the posting date. So once you pick the posting date, it will automatically list on all the journal entries it needs to fire over the next 3 months until the balance reaches zero. And so that is where you go ahead and you schedule it. And post that you have another one. So this is for HubSpot. Here the AI has spotted a gap and is prompting a category selection. So when you click on this, even it is suggesting you software subscription is a category based on the Zeni's GPT recommendation, right? So all you need to do is pick and retry, and it's done for you. So again, AI is doing 95% of the effort, and your team just validates the edge cases, keeping the loop cool. All right, so now let's look at the missing receipts. And I would say this is one of the most powerful workflows inside the AI accountant. What you see on the screen is all the transactions that are missing receipts across every single source. It is credit cards, it is bill pay systems, it is bank transfers. These transactions can come from Amex, Chase, Ryan, Prex, you name it. And what makes this unique is that Zeni's ER does not rely on just one data feed. It pulls in and matches receipts from every system you use, creating a holistic receipts engine, something no other finance platform does today. Right. So what I will do now is I will click on it. I will pick all these receipts and I will upload them. So as you can see that as soon as these receipts are uploaded, the AI instantly automates every single receipt to the right transaction, right category, and right vendor in seconds. And even if there are transactions that it cannot find, It will wake up every single day, look for those right transactions, and when they show up, it's going to batch the receipt automatically. So now next, look at the next workflow, which is flux analysis. This is where the AI content, I could say, starts acting more like a true financial analyst, because here we will see, uh, if you scroll over this, you will see that it's not only reviewing the vendors, but also looking at the reimbursements at the bottom, right? So in this view, the AI highlights variances across vendors and reimbursements, showing exactly where the spend is increased or decreased and by how much. And if I scroll over this, let's actually look at one particular vendor, which is Amazon. This is my favorite because this is where the system automatically breaks it down by category and class. So you can see at glance where the variance is coming from: office supplies, equipments, advertising. So instead of manually building pivot tables or variance reports, the AI accountant handles this in an automated way for you. So this level of granularity, I would say, helps the finance teams instantly to understand where the costs are rising and where it's a vendor overspend, a new expense pattern, or just timing difference. Right? So all you need to do is just review, go through this and just mark it as reviewed. All right. And now we come to finally to the most important part, which is the bank and the credit card reconciliation. This is the final line for every month in close. And here you can see that the AI accountant has already reconciled most of the bank and credit card accounts, automatically matching transactions and saving over 30% of reconciliation time this cycle. So basically, the system pulls live balances from Plaid, so all your accounts are synced securely in real time. And if there's a mismatch, like you will see here in case of cheese checking, the AI flags it instantly and guides you through the fix. And so let's take one of the bank accounts. Let's pick the Zeni primary checking account. Let's connect it via Plaid. As soon as you connect it via Plaid, you will see that the bank balance is more than 200K. And whereas what you see in the general ledger is 151K, so there is a variance of 49%, which tells you that 31% is automatically auto-reconciled. So when I click on this, you will see that the first transaction is pretty simple. It's a electricity bill. You can save it into the GL. And what you see here is an interesting one. It has identified a missing payroll entry from Musto. Anyone found 5 potential matches based on the amount and the data range. So all you need to do is review and hit save, and the ledger balance is auto adjusted. So that's it. And this is how you move on. You see what has what you just went through, and you click this and you reconcile. So once reconciled, the AI accountant updates your books instantly, so your bank, your general region, all reports are perfectly in sync. And this is a process that used to take hours and now reduced to minutes, and it's accurate, traceable, and fully auditable. And finally, once everything is reconciled and closed, this is where the AI accountant really shines. It does not just stop at completing your book, but it's actually summarizing your entire month into clean, ready to send financial update for your fire like leadership team and investors. So let's take a closer look at this. Here you will see how it automatically creates as any insights email, pulling real numbers directly from your books, like revenue, cost of sales, operating expenses, net burn, cash runway, key movements from your previous month. And all of this is written in plain English, ready for you to review. And with one click, it's sent to all your key stakeholders. And you can actually go and update this as well. And with one click, you send it over. And after your month is closed, you will see that the initial confidence score has jumped from 21% to 85%. Right. So this is what makes the AI accountant so powerful. It does not just automate the counting tasks, it delivers financial clarity, and it keeps doing that in a continuous fashion. All right. And I would like to end but show you something very interesting. I want to show you something we use internally, and for the first time, we are going to share it with every single customer. We call it the AI agents performance dashboard. So when I click on the performance, this is what you will see. This particular page tells you story of everything your AI team has done for you in this particular month or over the past 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, and so on. And it is doing that across every single agent. The AI accountant, the AI bills agent, the AI expense agent, cards agent, banking agent, and so on. And right at the top, what you see is the total time and the cost saved. In this example, our AI agents have saved you 39 hours of manual work. That's about one full work week and more than 1800 in cost savings just in this month. And if I scroll down, you can see exactly where that value comes from. Like the cards agent is categorizing transactions, normalizing vendors. The bill agent is processing invoicing, drafting journal entries. The expense agent is matching receipts automatically. The banking agent is triggering treasury sweeps. And of course, you have the AI accountant here, which is reconciling the accounts and creating the cash flow reports on its own, right? And here's the best part at the bottom. Or if you look at the annualized view, this adds up to 360 hours saved per year, roughly 2.5 months of work, and about $22,000 in annual savings. So that's like having a full-time accountant working silently in the background, powered entirely by AI. So when we say Zeni is your modern finance team, this is the proof. Like real work, real savings delivered by AI every single day. All right. So with that, I'll hand it back to Yushi to take us through what's next.
Wow. I think this is absolutely incredible, Snehal. This is a lot to unpack. And just seeing everything automated, reconciled, being able to catch those discrepancies in real time, I think just really also shows, brings us all the value to life along with that performance overview page. So this is incredible. Let me just bring us back here. So kind of to summarize everything, I want to recap our session today. The AI accountant automates every accounting workflow, as we just saw. It detects and corrects discrepancies before they happen. You get real-time visibility into every account and balance, and it's continuously training continuously being trained by Zeni's experts and your data. So this is delivering smarter insights every time. And I just want to summarize that this is really how bookkeeping evolves. The AI accountant agent is intelligent, it's integrated, and it's really built to scale for your business. So with that, we would like to take your questions. Please add them to the question tab that is over by the chat box. And just to give you all a few minutes to type them up, if you haven't already, please scan the QR code on the screen to join the AI Agents waitlist. You'll get early access and exclusive invites as we roll out our AI agents. So go ahead, take your phones out, scan that code. And now let's go through some questions. All right, let's start here. All right. Is the AI agent learning how transactions are categorized specifically for my business?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, what we do is we deploy LLM models for every single customer that are unique to you. So we deploy around 5 different LLM models that are customized for you and your books. And then we deploy global models that your local models actually learn from. So if there are any transactions or details that you haven't seen before, but our other customers have seen, our global models know about them. So we pull that data in a secured way. All the PI information is reviewed. And that way, even if you've seen the data for the first time, using global intelligence, we enrich that data.
Great. Our next question is, what do you estimate is the average amount of time saved per month with this agent?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think where we stand today, on an average, we see that our AI agents are able to do 85% of the month intro's effort with close to 95% accuracy. And if you're a smaller customer, we will see that the number is north of 95%. If you're a big enterprise customer, that number is maybe in the early 80s. But on an average, we see that it's close to 85%. And that number used to be in 70% range, I think I would say sometime end of last year. So every single quarter, we see a few points uptick of this.
That's awesome. How do you feel 100% confident that this is doing everything accurately?
That's a great question. And
Yeah.
that is where those review pages that we were going through come into the picture, because whenever the AI agents are not confident, if the confidence score drops below 90%, we have this human review that comes into the picture. So that is where your internal Zeni team is reviewing the work that the AI agents have done. And that is what we call the human plus AI collaboration. So your humans and your team brings in the trust, and our AI agents are bringing in the accuracy and the speed.
And here's a great question. Sometimes we have issues connecting to certain bank accounts or credit card accounts for various reasons. For those in extreme cases, we have to manually enter the transaction from a paper statement or PDF copy. How is this handled?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's an extremely big pain point, especially when you try to connect bank accounts and credit card accounts in an automated way. And that's why we allow you to upload the bank statements. If you have last month's bank statement, there is no way to automatically connect. You can just upload it, and our AI accountant is going to read every single line item from that and start reconciling on it. So
Yeah, that's fantastic. Does it have a RevRec feature, or does revenue still have to be entered manually?
that's a great question. And I would say this is probably the most requested feature that is on the roadmap right now. So RevRec is coming soon. Right now, we are able to pull in revenue if it is coming by Stripe and a few other sources. But yeah, revenue reconciliation, still that part is a little manual right now. In fact, hopefully by the end of this year, we will start work out tackling good portion. That is,
Love it. And we'll be able to feature that as well in our
yes,
next demo days.
absolutely.
I have a couple more questions. Where does the information come from the AI that the AI agent processes?
Yeah, so this information is coming from more than 9,000 sources. So anything that the QuickBooks is able to pull in, we are learning from that. So it's all kinds of revenue providers, just CRMs, on the expense providers like Expensify, credit cards, bill pay systems, all the banks, payroll systems. We are pulling in from every source you can think of.
And then our final question is, how does this work with QuickBooks?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think Zeni is probably one of those platforms that is not just syncing the data into QuickBooks, but also pulling data out of QuickBooks in real time. And we have a partnership with QuickBooks at an API level that allows us to do this in real time. So whenever you go to your Zeni dashboard, what you see in the dashboard is real-time sync with QuickBooks. When AI agents work on the Zeni platform, they're actually updating QuickBooks, and not just that, but even the audit trail is updated. And that is why I was talking about that that's the first time that AI agents are going to tell you the why behind the what, which humans still did for not focusing, were not able to articulate.
That's amazing. And if you do have additional questions, please go ahead and include them. We'll be able to get back to you individually. But with that, I want to make sure you all know what's coming next. We don't want you to miss out. We are going to be continuing our demo days with our AI bills, expense, banking, and our cards agent next month. So each one works together as part of your forever finance team. So please stay tuned. And we will see you all next time. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, guys.